What's your ADAT input doing? Nothing? Make the most of it. Introducing the new Focusrite Octopre Mark II and Octopre Mark II Dynamic. Two great ways to make the most of your ADAT input. Focusrite, the Mike Pre company.
It's NAMM 2010. We're here with Justin on the Presonus booth, who's going to show us the new Studiolive console, which looks just like a larger version of the older one, but actually there's more to it than that, I think.
Actually, they're very much similar. They have the same preamp, same converter, same 32-bit DSP. The difference is with more real estate, more channels. We have more aux outputs, so it's 10 mono, 5 stereo. And because of the more real estate, we have more parameters in the fat channel that we can control. So there's more variable parameters in our gate with a key filter and a key listen. We now have a range and attack parameter that we can adjust. The compressor limiter works with its own threshold. The limiter has its own threshold, so it is actually two separate processors. And in the 4-band fully parametric EQ now, it has a parameter to sweep the EQ, or the Q in the EQ, instead of just being either wide or narrow like it is on the 1642. One of my favorite features with the 2442 is that by hitting this button the second time in my aux for my mix, I have these parameters that I can now individually assign to the monitor mixes. I can now send in my effects independently, my 32-bit effects, the talkback microphone, the stereo returns, the aux inputs A and B can now be assigned. So I mean, if you're using external stuff or you're using a keyboard, even for extra channels, because those can be routed to the computer as well to be recorded. So that's a good feature. The tape in, the external, and the 2-track Firewire, so your iTunes stream or your click stream from your multi-track or whatever, or if you're using backing tracks live. So that's primarily the biggest features with these guys. What's changed? Master section's pretty much the same. There's this graphic EQ button now. Instead of having going into the system menu, you can just hit that, it brings up the graphic, you can change your parameters. We've tried to pull the features, what features we had to stack in here for in the 1642. We try to take them out of here and put them on the control surface. Kind of like this gate right here, you can either be an expander or a gate just by hitting expansion. It used to be, on the 1642, you just go into a menu and you preset them in stereo banks. So that's the primary goal of this, guys. Since we've got more room to put more stuff, we've put more features on the control surface, because when the 1642 came out, that was what we wanted to do. We wanted to put it at your fingertips and not in a tiny menu, so you're digging around trying to find things, because you need to be on top of the game.
It looks a good mixer for recording bands, because you can actually stream out 24 simultaneous audio streams.
That's correct.
Which is something that most audio interfaces don't do.
Right. I mean, it's great. I think I've gotten rid of all of my mobile recording stuff, because I had a bunch of stuff in a rack. I just now take the 16 channel because it's got great head amps. It's got a great converter. It sounds great. I'm recording straight into Studio One, and I can print a mix for somebody right then and there. It's like it's 6 times real time. It's really fast to bounce them down a stereo mix of what they hear in the front of house. Another cool thing is because I've got more than 16 streams, more than 24 streams. I've got additional sends to my multi-track, so I can do an alternate mix, because my main mix bus might be really weird because the room sounds really strange, and I've got this weird graphic on it trying to make it sound right. With this, I can do an alternate mix, listen to it in my headphones, and I can give them, say, hey, this is what we did tonight. This is this, and give me my $250, to record your band. I'll give you your multi-track at a later date.
So it really does fit all the brief then. It's a studio desk, it's a live desk, and it's a live recording desk.
Exactly. And it really fits in well. Another thing is I like to point out that not a lot of people know, I take this on the road a lot. It's super sturdy, very sturdy, because I beat it up. Really, I'm really hard on it, very hard on it, and it seemingly has held up very well, and I've been beating it up for about a year on the road. The planes and the baggage guys have been beating it up pretty good, so it's very sturdy as well.
Okay. So when is this model going to be shipping, and what's it going to cost?
MAP on this guy is $32.99, and we're looking for Q2 to ship, so around April, May. We probably should have that out. We also have the Virtual Studiolive, which is a virtual control over the 24 and the 16 for your computer. So if you make a change in your computer, it makes a change on the desk and vice versa. That will also be shipping at April, May.
Sounds great. Thanks very much, Justin.
Thank you.